YouTube? This is Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters, your guide in DIY multimedia production. Today I have a product review for you, and it is of the Midiplus Classic 49 MIDI controller. And let me just pick this up right here. This is a very cool MIDI controller by the company Midiplus, and this company is based out of Taiwan, and they kind of seem to specialize just in MIDI equipment. And they do sort of like old school type MIDI controllers and some pad controllers. They even have like MIDI only interfaces, like USB MIDI interfaces for computer, which is pretty cool to me because I just think it's like pretty old school. Like almost nobody makes just a MIDI interface with like multiple MIDI interfaces for a computer anymore. And that was the reason why I selected this particular MIDI controller, was also because it was pretty old school. A while back, the company M Audio used to make a MIDI controller pretty much exactly like this, and I think it was called the Oxygen 49 or something like that. And I had one of those, and I liked it quite a bit. And then through moving and like just, you know, getting rid of some extra gear and stuff, I ended up getting rid of it. And over time, I just wish that I'd had a similar MIDI controller again. You know, if I do rarely perform live, then this is the type of controller that I like to use. One that is mostly a keyboard, but also has, you know, a decent amount of faders and knobs on it to do like mapping for certain, you know, effects and like synth programming and things like that. It's nice to have that. I don't really need a pad controller if I'm doing keyboard type stuff live, so for me, just having the regular keyboard keys is fine. It also has a pitch control and a modulation wheel, and then on the back, there is standard MIDI hardware inputs and outputs right there. And you can, you know, change the channels and everything is all done through, you have basically a programming interface on the keys, and you basically just press the MIDI select button right here, and then you type in the number that you want to program and change your channels and all of that way. So it is pretty cool. It does what it's supposed to do. And it's very inexpensive. It's only 89 bucks with Amazon Prime, and you get free shipping. So if you're looking for this type of old school MIDI controller with full-size keys, it does have velocity control. There's no aftertouch. And aftertouch, if you're not familiar, is when you press a key and then push down harder on the key. You can get different effects and stuff like that. But that's not something that I really ever used that much anyways, so I don't really care that there's no aftertouch. 49 keys is enough for me. Some people may want 61 and 88 if you're like a real piano player, but 49 it's a nice middle-sized keyboard. It's not tiny, but it's not gigantic either, and it does have full-size, like nice feeling keys on it. It doesn't come with this, but you can buy, they have a sustain pedal by Midiplus called the SP2, and it works with this MIDI controller. But you can use pretty much any MIDI sustain pedal besides this one. This one's pretty cheap, actually. It's pretty flimsy, but it does work. So if you're like me, it doesn't really matter because I don't do a lot of gigging. If you were gigging a lot, then you may not want the Midiplus sustain pedal. You might want to get like an M Audio sustain pedal or something a little more heavy duty if you're going to be stepping on it like all the time. So what I'm planning on doing here is I actually did a little bit of programming with the synthesizer, the Synth V1, which is by Rui, who is also the developer of Q-Tractor. And if you've watched any of my Q-Tractor tutorials, you're probably familiar with that. But it's a really cool kind of analog style synthesizer that is free, and it has some pretty cool, easily programmed MIDI stuff, and there's a standalone version. So what I did is I just programmed some, you know, some controls into the synthesizer, and I'm just going to set up the camera and just do a little bit of improvisation so you can see me playing, you know, the MIDI controller with the Synth V1. So here we go. If you wish to pick up one of these Classic 49 controllers for yourself, I pasted the link down below and you can just click that and that'll take you right to Amazon to buy it. If you buy it through that link, that does help me continue to make these kind of videos for you, as well as the tutorials that I put up here and all of that good stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.